Yo. All right, Shalom, the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge here in Dallas, Texas. 9, giving the truth to Blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians, the true children of Israel, the true children of the Bible and the promise, coming towards you with this high holy day, the feast of dedication. We're going to get started with a prayer. We're going to get everybody to stand up and face east. Brothers, keep your heads. Brothers, uncover your heads. Sisters, keep your heads covered. All right. We're going to do the prayer in Hebrew, and then we're going to do it in English. Everybody face east. Arms spread. Alanawa. Shabbat Shalom. Padah. Hayah. Shamka. Yahweh. Hayah. Aisha. Ba'aratazah. Kawa. Hayah. Bashamayim. Nathalawa. Rakam. Kal. Yawam. Watsalaknau. Kawab Waknau. Kasalaknau. Kawab Wakinau. Wala'a. Tabayanawa. Manasawan. Abal. Al-Shanau. Mayan. Rad. Kalaka. Amalakwa. Wahala. Wahatafara. Aman. In English, our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth, as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts, as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. So be it. Remain standing. We're going to do the blessings, both in Hebrew and then in English. Barakatah Yahweh. Wa Yahweh Shai. Wa Mayakala. Wa Alahayim. Mata Sabaya. Alawak Yahana. Ha Alawapium. Ha Saranyam. Ha Kwatazanyam. Ha Kayalanyam. Wa Wapium. Yahweh. Hashem Yahushua. Wa in the Hebrew, bless you, Yahweh. And Yahushua. And Michael. And the angels. Commander General Yohanna. The generals. The captains. The officers. The troopers. And the sisters. Yahweh. In the name of Yahushua. Thank you. So be it. Prayer to the power. Yahweh. Hashem Yahushua. Al-Kashah. Nathalawa. Akak. Larba'a. Kal Makala. Wakal Marawa. Akak. Latahar Ha Matazarayan. Akak. La Hamathia. Akak. Al-Rakawa. Yatamala. Lagarashan. Bahashim Yahushua. Waraman. In the English, Yahweh. In the name of Yahushua. Please give us the power. The power to heal all manner of sickness. And all manner of disease. The power to cleanse the lepers. The power to raise the dead. The power against unclean spirits. Cast them out. Cast them out. In the name of Yahushua. In the name of Yahushua. Thank you. Thank you. So be it. So be it. Gonna do the curses one time. Blessed are you, Yahweh. Blessed are you, Yahweh. King of heaven and earth. King of heaven and earth. And all things living. And all things living. Yahweh. Yahweh. In the name of Yahushua. In the name of Yahushua. Listen to us now. Listen to us now. Right now. Right now. Send evils and curses. Send evils and curses. And punishment and destruction. And punishment and destruction. And death to the heathen. And death to the heathen. That speak against us. That speak against us. Thy prophets. Thy prophets. Thy teachers. Thy teachers. The princes, the priests, the Israelite brothers, and the school, Send evils and curses, and punishment and destruction, and death to the heathen, and shake loose the pockets, of the rich of Israel, They refuse to give to the school, Force their riches, to enter into thy sanctuary, Send evils and curses, and punishment and destruction, and death to the Edomites, Say it louder, y'all. And death to the Edomites, and the nations, and the drug dealers, the court system, the prison system, Planned Parenthood, all the governments of our enemies, Amalek synagogues and armies, Roman Catholic Church, the Pope, Islam, Christianity, Egyptology, militia, Ku Klux Klan, Aryan Nation, skinhead, Posse Comitatus, the gay movement, the lesbian movement, spies, workers of witchcraft, NASA space program, Army, Navy, Air Force, and Marine, Wall Street, open up the internet, and the airwaves, the cable access channel, and the radio channel, convict the spirit of any of thy people that seek to stop us, and bring swift death to all the heathen, that stand in the way, or try to stop us, from broadcasting your word, throughout the planet Earth. Let loose all the terrorists, cause them to go to and fro, through the earth, and destroy. Cause the terrorists to come up against America, and destroy them in their stronghold. Let America shake at the hands of the terrorists. Let Yahushua, Michael, and Gabriel come down with the flying saucer, and kill all the heathen that come up against us. As we speak thy word, cause it to be known by all, that is the angels that have done it. Cause it to be spread through the media, through the whole world, cause it to shake at thy coming. In the name of Yahushua, thank you always. So be it. All right. All right, Manu, Shabbat. That's what he was. Amanu, Barak, Yahushua, all right. Salute the ladies. Salute the ladies. Shalom. Yahweh Shamar, Allah, Hashem Yahushua. All right then. Everybody can sit. want y'all to bear with me a little bit because I am kind of fighting the cold, but I am defeating it. Okay, who's going to be sitting at the door? I think we got a brother at that side already. That brother right there. Yeah, one. Got it. See if I'm out. See if those small ones. All right, take me to Leviticus 23. Okay. Let me say shalom to all of you on this feast of dedication evening. This is the evening, like all our holidays. This feast commemorates something great that happened to our people because it deals with us defeating our enemies. When you look at the history of all these high holy days, the majority of them is us defeating some nation that came up against us, all because the Lord was with us. You understand? And Feast of Hanukkah is one of them. Hanukkah, of course, just means dedication. And we're going to get a little history of that in the scriptures. We're going to first start out with Leviticus 23. Anybody that's got their scriptures with you, feel free to read along. All right. Everybody seated, everybody ready? Go ahead. Leviticus 23. We'll go down to we'll start at 1.
It's the book of Leviticus, chapter 23, verse 1. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them concerning the feast of the Lord, which ye shall proclaim to be holy convocations. Even these are my feasts. Come.
Leviticus 23:1.
Leviticus chapter 23, verse 1. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them concerning the feast of the Lord, which ye shall proclaim to be holy convocations. Even these are my feasts.
These are the Most High's feasts. You understand? This isn't dealing with something else that man started. This ain't dealing with some white man's holiday that he got stealing a culture from another people and then turned it into a holiday. A lot of holidays we do celebrate in our ignorance came from Babylon, it came from Egypt, came from Greece, came from the Roman Empire, all of them. Every single one of them, you know. When it's talking about the Lord's feast is not Easter. Y'all understand? The Lord's feast is not Christmas. The Lord's feast is not Veterans Day or July 4th, Thanksgiving. Anybody got any more? None of these are history. So-called New Year's Day, Kwanzaa. These are not the Most High days. None of them are in the book, and all of them belong to the heathen people. Right. That Kwanzaa stuff I get a big laugh from, because not even Africans deal with that. Just simple as simple so-called African Americans are dealing with Kwanzaa. I sometimes wonder the Hamites get a good laugh when watching Israel observe Kwanzaa, which I think what is that, 7-day feast or 7-day celebration that's supposed to be connecting you with your African heritage. Even though you got far along in this truth, you know we don't actually have an African heritage. You got a nation of people who raised itself up in Africa and ran into Africa just because we're being killed. We're being slaughtered in great numbers by the Romans. Hell, not even thousands or hundreds of thousands, we're talking in the millions. The Romans were killing our people. We ran into Africa, to save ourselves. And that's the only thing close to an African heritage Israel has. We don't have an African heritage. We don't have so-called white man's holidays or beliefs. We got nothing to do with Easter or Christmas or any other garbage. I mean, that scripture right there tells you these are the Lord's feasts.
Come on. Verse 3. 6 days work. 6 days shall work be done. But the seventh day is the Sabbath of rest and holy convocation. Ye shall do no work therein.
6 days you shall work. 7 days, Salaki, y'all. The seventh day is rest. That's your rest day, the Sabbath of the Most High. So even that seventh day is a holy convocation. We're supposed to get together, just like we are right now on the Sabbath day. With the Sabbath being Friday night, sundown, Saturday, Sunday. Keep reading.
Come. It is the Sabbath of the Lord in all your dwellings.
The Sabbath of who?
The Lord in all your dwellings.
The Sabbath of Yahweh in all your dwellings. So that, in case you run up on these so-called Israelite groups telling you that you can't keep the Sabbath or high holy days while we're in captivity in America. I ran into a couple of type of brothers. That scripture there, and another one a few spaces down lets you know that that's all. We're supposed to observe the Sabbath. We're supposed to keep the Sabbath day, and we're supposed to keep the high holy days, no matter where we are in all our dwellings. Does it not say that?
Right.
Keep reading.
Come. Verse 4. These are the feasts of the Lord.
These are the feasts of who?
The Lord.
The Lord's feast. Go ahead.
Even holy convocations, which ye shall proclaim in their seasons. Verse 5. In the 14th day of the first month, at even, is the Lord's Passover.
Is whose Passover?
The Lord's Passover.
All right, the Most High's Passover. So we got one. We got one simple. So we're going into repeat that one.
Verse 5. In the 14th day of the first month, at even, is the Lord's Passover.
Is the Most High's Passover. As I'm saying, we got a group celebrating 2 Passovers a year. That's all the way out. We're doing the Lord's Passover and no one else's. That's how we do here in Israel. Keep reading.
Verse 7. In the first day, ye shall have an holy convocation. Ye shall do no servile work therein.
All right, we have a holy convocation. Nobody do any servile work until then. Tell your bosses, tell whoever it is, you're not going to hit the clock today. I've learned that you can tell them ahead of time, you'll be able to get a lot of compliance out of them. Keep going.
Come. Verse 8. But ye shall offer an offering made by fire unto the Lord 7 days.
Offering on the fire of the Lord 7 days. Now, keep in mind, I should straighten out something. The Feast of Dedication is more or less it's not a feast day, but it's a day of observance. You understand? We're going to get to that in a minute, but we got to just try to make you familiar with the feast days as they are. Keep going.
And the 7th day is an holy convocation. Ye shall do no servile work therein. Verse 9. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, verse 10, speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them, when ye when ye become into the land which I give unto you, harvest thereof, then ye shall bring a sheaf of the first fruits of your harvest unto the priest. Okay. So that's piece of first fruits, Hebrew. Now come, verse 11. And he shall wave the sheep before the Lord to be accepted for you. On the morrow after the Sabbath, the priest shall wave it. Okay. This is going into the Feast of First Fruits where we all get together, have holy convocation. We cook. We put a sacrifice up for the Most High. We put, we give an offering to Him for good crop, for good harvest that year. You understand? Keep going. Verse 12. And ye shall offer that day when ye wave the sheep and he lamb without blemish of the first year, for a burnt offering unto the Lord. Keep going. Verse 13. And the meat offering thereof shall be 2 tenth deals of fine flour mingled with oil, an offering made by fire unto the Lord for a sweet savor. And the drink offering thereof shall be of wine, the 4th part of an hin. We're gonna skip over to
We're what?
Fantastic stuff. Count on constant.
Hold up right here.
Count on my concept.
Bring this to the side. Should I move this a little more?
Yes, sir. Count on my concept. Take it, come down.
Slide over a little bit. You know what I do need? Can you set me up with an outlet up here? A plug? Extension cord or something?
Extension cord, yes, sir.
Yeah, you can set me up an extension cord.
I have one right here. Take it on. Okay, yes, sir.
The other brothers outside, we can have to come inside.
Yes, sir. Count on my concept.
Feast. Knock it out. 1, 2. 1, 2. Okay. The Feast of Dedication is an amazing, amazing night. The night is a high holy night, which means it's the Sabbath at sundown. And this particular night is so holy for so many reasons. One of the main reasons this night is so holy is because our brothers that preceded us long before we lost our identity. Y'all try to get in and grab a seat out here. Squeeze up in here and get a seat as much as you can. All right, let's go on to God. Anybody else outside? Let's all come in together, man. Spirit of the Lord. And get up in this high holy night. I want to welcome all you brothers and sisters that's here tonight. We are the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge out of 1 West 125th Street, New York City. My name is Commandant General YAHANA, and I have with me tonight General Muhammad, 12 Shield General Muhammad, 12 Shield General Maka. I also have General Kobalama up here with us. Several other great captains are in the house. Captain Kahan Yard is here tonight. I see he slays the mountain and goes back and hides in the mountain. Ain't nobody to kill up there. I guess he ain't able to come around. I'm gonna read some scriptures. All right, I catch up with you. Nah, I'm just joking, of course. He'll be down here in a second. You gonna read? Oh, you're beautiful. Most correct. So let me tell you something. What we're gonna read tonight is gonna open your eyes to what the Bible is really about. Tonight, you're gonna find out, if you didn't know before, that everything you ever learned about God in the Bible has been a complete lie. Every idea that you have absorbed in this society, both in the religions of this society and in this society itself, you're going to find out is a lie. And if you can grasp this story in the Apocrypha that we're about to read, you will be able to grasp the Holy Spirit of the children of Israel. And it will not be a spirit that you are used to. It will not be a breakdown that you are used to. It will not be what you are familiar with as you've learned in this place. But it is the truth. This is what's important. If you came here tonight to learn the truth and to deal with the truth, no matter how uncomfortable it might feel to you, you're in the right place. Because it takes strength to deal with the truth, spiritual strength, because it's not always a nice, sweet thing. It is most glorious when it's completed. It is most glorious. We're reading about stories 2,000 to 4,000 years old. Is what we're reading about right now. And we're reading about it because of how glorious it is. But we're also reading about the same story that was not easy to follow. And it's not easy to follow in this empire, too, if you've been brainwashed in this kingdom. So I hope that you will hang with us and gain something from us. Welcome to all our brothers and sisters that have joined us online from around the world. Again, we're the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. And we're going to get it on. We're going to start off a little bit early in the game. Get me First Maccabees 1 and the 10th verse. And I'll try to jump through it. We're going to read quick, okay? Spend about an hour on this. And then my understanding is we have quite a few brothers and sisters that have come up and that have been joining the truth and coming into the body of Christ and are now ready to receive their Hebrew names, which is a great rite of passage, man. To get your Hebrew name means that you have ripped yourself from this evil, wicked world that we've been living in for hundreds of years. And you've now taken back on your identity. That's what you've done tonight. When you get that Hebrew name tonight, you are a brand new person making a brand new commitment to Yahweh Shai, our great and holy King, Christ. And you can from this day forth start a new slate. I don't care what you did in the past. I don't care what you did in the past. This is the time under Christ to wash yourself clean, to really wash yourself clean. Now, don't get no Hebrew name if you're going to leave up out of here and be the same wicked Negro you was before you got here. Then you might as well just keep that name that you already got. You might as well stay Leroy. Leroy can continue doing all the wickedness he likes to do. But if you really say to yourself, I had enough of this world. I haven't suffered enough. I've been through enough pain. I'm ready to do something different. Then take on that Hebrew name. Men poured over that name. Men studied you while you were in here learning to give you that name. Men examined and prayed in the Holy Spirit. That's what you may not know. You just call up and say, how long is your Hebrew name? How long have you been in school? I've been in here 90 days. All right, we got a Hebrew name for you. You think it's that easy? It's not. It's not. Brothers and stay on that phone across the country. Question stuff, General Muhammad, General Mayat, You know, by the mob, they just ringing, you know, left and right about names and who you are and what you're about and what spirit is in you and how you growing in the truth. And then them brothers come to that conclusion. This is serious. Every brother and sister that wakes up in this truth is super important. Super duper important. For you to, first of all, you just wake up is amazing. Let's read. You know me, I'm a little long with it. We're gonna work it out. Go ahead,
Come. First Maccabees, chapter 1, verse 10.
Go ahead.
And there came out of them.
And don't worry about them babies, y'all. Let them babies cry, run, do whatever up in here. This ain't the Christian church. Them children want to run and run up on the podium and raise hell. They let them. These ain't Edomite children. Edomite children will sit in the chair all day. They got the devil in them. Israelite children want to understand the world they in. Let them live. You know what I mean? Ain't no shame in it in here. Okay, go ahead, Warren.
First Maccabees, chapter 1, verse 10. And there came out of them a wicked root.
So that you can understand what is so heavy about the story we read. Again, I'm going to start speeding up. So hang with me. What's so heavy about this story that we're about to read is this. You've heard of the white man. You've heard of the Roman Empire. And you know the beginning of their empire was the Greeks. And you know the one that they give all praise to is Alexander the Greek. Am I right? So Alexander the Greek, who went out and murdered the entire earth, and then turned the earth over to his 4 generals, set up the empire of the Edomites. This is the beginning of their empire. And this is what they came up against, dealing with the Israelites. So once they had set up their empire and spread it out, let's get it in.
First Maccabees, chapter 1, verse 10. And there came out of them a wicked root.
A wicked root. The white man is a wicked root, man. When we say the white man is the devil, we know what we're talking about. The Lord said it right here. It's a wicked root. Go ahead, Doc.
Antiochus,
surname Iphilis. That might be in the Salah. Keep going.
Surname Iphilis.
Go ahead.
Son of Antiochus.
That's right.
The king.
Son of the king. Go ahead. Antiochus took over after Alexander's death. Go ahead.
Who had been in hostage at Rome.
They held him hostage in Rome. They were running the country while they had him in hostage. Go ahead.
And he reigned in the 137th year of the kingdom of the Greeks.
Right. 137 years into their empire, this event started to take place. They like to say what happened between the Old Testament and the New Testament. We read about it right now. Between that Old Testament and that New Testament, brother, we've been fighting tooth and nail to hold on to our identity until Christ came. And that's why we need great men at the end of the day. We need great men like you're about to read up in here. We need you to find the great man that's in you. You come out of the bloodline of the 12 tribes of the children of Israel. You can be one of these great men. Go ahead,
Verse 11. In those days went there out of Israel wicked men.
Wicked men. The minute the white man got in power, wicked men left us and joined on to. Go ahead.
Who persuaded many.
Go ahead.
Saying,
15, stop at 15. Keep going.
Who persuaded many, saying, let us go and make a covenant with the heathen that are round about us.
That's why we say what we say about Christianity. Don't tell me what's going on in the churches of the Lord. When that is a religion that is bound itself onto America, man. Bound itself onto the Greeks. I know that's hard to be accepted, man. I know it's hard to be accepted. It's hard to find out that the Bible is completely not talking about everything in church. It's hard to find out that the old nice suit-wearing Christians are not the rulers of the earth. It's not hard when you put your head inside the church and see the child molestation, and see the homosexuality, and see the lesbianism, and see all that it produces. The murderers, the killers, the drug dealers, and all the filth of this earth is produced out of that wonderful, beautiful building with a cross on top and marble floors and flowers on the podium, man. Go ahead, Doc.
For since we departed from them, we have had much sorrow.
Let me tell you something, man. You see these brothers in here in the I.S.U.P.K, these officers, captains, and generals, they've had much sorrow. Some of you gonna suffer some sorrow. You know why? Because the minute you pull away from the devil and stand against his evil, he turns on you. You understand? The scripture says he had but a short time. He's going to turn on you. He's going to hate you. He's going to try to get you fired from your job. He's going to try to get you evicted from your apartment. He's going to try to separate your family. You better build yourself and get ready for it. And when you do, you battle in the spirit and win. You show the devil that this ain't his time no more, man. It's the Lord's time. And you will win and pursue and stay on top. And that's what this dedication tonight is about. And you're going to see it as we run through this. I'm going to try to go fast as I can. Keep going. What verse you at?
Verse 12.
Nice and fast.
So this device pleased them well.
It pleased them to go against. It makes black people happy to go to church. Despite all the evil that's going on, it makes us happy to be part of this empire. To be up into the world of Esau for gain, to become politicians, man. And religious leaders, we feel great for doing that because that's where the money is. That's why we love ball players. They make $100 million a year up in the white man's world. And we love it. I'm sad to tell you, man. I'm so sad to tell you. But to serve God and to come into this Bible, you're going to have to reject the Greeks. You're going to have to give up the Greeks, man. You're going to have to give up everything Greek. Come on now, hit me.
Verse 13.
Come on.
Then certain of the people were so forward herein that they went to the king, who gave them license to do after the ordinances of the heathen.
They got bold and became police officers, commissioners in the police department, mayors over the city. The people looked at them with honor and respect and love. Meanwhile, to the Lord, they were doing what? Read it again, quick.
Come. Verse 13. Then certain of the people were so forward
in their wickedness. Come on.
that they went to the king, who gave them license to do after the ordinances of the heathen.
And to do after the way of the wicked. To set up churches, to set up mosques, to set up Hare Krishna temples, to set up fake Israelite groups that follow the white Jews. You wonder why the Israelite school is, why y'all brothers can't get along with other Israelites? Oh, separate, always in conflict with somebody. We ain't following no Negro that follow the so-called Jew, man.
Right.
We ain't following the way of the Greeks, man. That ain't damn right. Give it up, man. Everybody got to be quiet. Right. This is about our identity, man. This ain't about sharing our culture and parsing it out, and it certainly is not about begging for our culture. The hell you gonna beg to be who the hell you are? There's not this stuff my head. You gonna be Israelite. Some was black. Some was black. No, we ain't begging for that. We telling them what it is, and the Most High gonna carry up. You gonna see this in this story here. This is the real spirit. I'm sorry. I'm sorry it don't make you feel. This is the real spirit of the Bible. Okay, read. This is the part nobody ever wants you to read or understand, let alone live by. Go ahead.
Verse 14. Whereupon they built a place of exercise.
That's where sports started. Sports started with the Greeks, man. Building them temples and arenas. Places of exercise for sports. Come on.
At Jerusalem, according to the customs of the heathen.
According to the customs of the heathen. That's really important, man. What are the customs of black people as opposed to the customs of the heathen? We barely know what the customs of black people are because we follow the customs of the heathen, man. I love the night of dedication, man. I love this night, man. I've been in this. I come to this night. This is the night I like to be here. If there's no other night, save the Passover. I love this night because this story and what we read about is the real rubber to the road how you serve God. Anybody can sit in the temple and serve God that the white man loves. Anybody can do that. But can you serve a God that the white man don't love? You live a culture that the white man don't want. Can you be that guy? We didn't look down on that brother that was always anti-society all the time. We looked at him like he was nothing. But guess what? He's the one Christ called. That's why he said, go in them highways and byways. He didn't say, go in the palaces and the temples, in the governor's house. Go get them brothers in the street that's against the way things are. The church people can't stand it. Look at us, call us gang members. Biker clubs. All this because we adverse to this place. And let me tell you something, I want to say this, man. Big shout out to General YAHANA, General Maya, General YAHANA in New York City, in Philadelphia. All the other General Kathunga, General Q with us tonight. General Shawarma, old school, 35 years vet in the truth. Big shout out to them. Because General Muhammad and these generals have kept this order from the old UPK to this day, man. You know, you have no idea the pressure I was under to Christian up this Israelite thing. You don't know how much guns was on our neck to make me less radical towards the truth in this Bible. But them cats there, them old hard heads you see sitting in that first row, them some hard-headed Negroes right there. They kept made sure we didn't bend this thing right there. Every now and then you see me leaning over and say something to them quiet. You know what I be asking them? I'll tell you what I be asking. I be asking them, this is how we did things in the back. Because I know I've been here, but they remember it better than me. They hold it like it's the Holy Grail. And it's so right that they do that. And because of it, we got our full culture from 1969 to this day. I.S.U.P.K is the same, okay? Now, you got, I know that offends people's minds, but you see this armband? You see a lot of people running around trying to wear an armband, don't you? Turn on all kinds of videos with a Negro, he got an armband on. Where they come from? Who's the man that started the armbands in the I.S.U.P.K? I bet you nobody knows. I know. I was there when they started. The name of the brother that first brought the armbands into the I.S.U.P.K is named Parakia from Harlem. You don't know it, and they don't know it. I know him because the UPK created the culture of the Lord. Brought it out of the Bible. Parakia, brother, came out this, he didn't have studs on it yet. The first armband was just a plain piece. Put it on his arm and strapped it around his arm. Then later on, you know how y'all are. I'm just put some studs on that. I'm going to do this. I'm about to do that. Boy, you know it. The culture was in full play. And there's a lot of other stuff that the brothers hold on to and maintain it is true. And it ain't easy. Like I said, they came at me every which way but Sunday about trying to put this culture down and make it sweet. But brother, it's not going to be sweet. Because the Lord ain't sweet. The Lord's a man of war. You better man up with it. That's how you get delivered. You don't get delivered by capitulating. I ain't going to talk too much. Was that the end of 15?
No, sir. Never
Let's finish up to 15. Go ahead.
Verse 15. And made themselves uncircumcised.
Made themselves uncircumcised. You leave these laws, statutes, commandments, brother. That's why I said made themselves. Because they were circumcised from birth. These ones we talking about. They were circumcised from birth. So how did they make themselves uncircumcised? They didn't sew more skin onto the end of their penises. How did they become uncircumcised? By giving up on their laws, statutes, commandments, and their culture, man. You talk about you want to serve God and be in the truth, and you don't like how hard the UPK is and how they roll, because you don't understand what you read, man. Antiochus Epiphanes had the greatest army on the face of this earth at that time. They talk about Alexander the Great to this day. This is who was coming to pursue and to destroy and to wipe out the culture of the Israelites, man. And here, these brothers came to the rescue, as we're going to see in this. Can we open the door? Y'all feel a little warm in there? It's a little warm in there, man. We can open the door, turn on the air, whatever you usually do. To cut something, get some breeze coming through here. You know what I mean? Because we're going to be about another 40 minutes, y'all, all right? Because I want to get as much of this in as they'll let me in the little bit of time that we have. You finished 15 now?
No, sir.
Go on and finish it.
Come. Verse 15. And made themselves uncircumcised.
Made themselves uncircumcised.
And for
God's law is done away with. What an abomination, man. Them old chumps. What's the name of that church? Gooseneck on the Goose down in Houston. What's the name of it? Somebody give me the name. Goose Creek. Gooseneck, Goose Creek Church. Ran from me. All this Bible thumping and Bible talking. They supposed to get on the air with me. They ran. They called the 100th yard. What? 3 hours? What was it? 3 hours before we about to go on the air. Sorry, we got Kim. We didn't pay our bill. So we got to get on our bill. We had to cancel. Ran from me like cowards. That's right. Sitting up there in that big old church with all them suits on and flowers everywhere. Marble floors and daycare centers. And you scared to deal with one brother who got the Bible open in front of you. I don't have no PhD. What was you scared of? The truth. General Kabbalah, one of them stood up and said that the Gentiles are the other nations. General Kabbalah, who went into the scripture, went into the Greek law, and smacked it with these are the Hellenists. These are Jews. He got a stomach. He shook. I saw him. He was shook. The suit couldn't hold him. He was shook. Shook him to the foundation. He was a coward, man. You understand? Anybody could set up a religion. And listen, this is why you sisters in the truth, y'all go. I don't care what world you came out. I don't care what you suffering. I know some of y'all hard-headed. I know some of y'all in there just as nice as you can be tonight, gonna go home tonight, and somebody gonna get there behind the wall, beat up, hit with a chair. I hear the story. I know some of y'all are terrors of old terror. But let me tell you something, man. You cleave it on to the Lord, I'll tell you what's so great about it. Because here's what's so great about it. Any slimy punk can go buy a building, fill it up with black women, put flowers all over the place, and lie to the sisters and say it's the work of God, and make himself rich while never fixing a damn thing in the black community. Any punk could do that. And that's exactly what's going on in these churches. But it takes a whole lot of strength to not go that route and be gassed up by the stupidity that goes on in these religions, man. We ain't got no choirs in here. Ain't no band. They took the drums out. The drums is back there. Y'all look for the drums. Ain't no drums tonight. The drums is in the back. So it takes a lot of strength. And you sisters that have turned to the Lord to do that, both in here tonight and online around the world, I commend you, sisters, man, for the great work and strength that you try to put down in the truth. You understand? Let's get it in. Finish 15 for me, y'all. This is going to get juicy in these next 2 trips. We're going to do. Go ahead.
Come. And forsook the holy covenant and joined themselves to the heathen.
If you in Christianity, you forsaken the covenant of the Lord. And you have taken on the covenant of the heathens, man. That's why you can't say blacks are the real Jews. You got to say Jesus died for everybody. That's why you can't reveal in the scriptures that Christ was a black man. You got to say Jesus was no color or all colors. All color don't matter why you got the white Jesus on the wall. That's why you have to say that. Because you did what? Read that part again real quick.
And forsook the holy covenant.
Because they forsook this covenant, man. This covenant ain't no covenant to love everybody, man. That's not the Bible, man. That's a lie being taught to us. And the biggest lie that have held us hostage in this place. that have made us drug dealers, man, that have gotten us emotional love enough to be sinners in this empire, man. Give me some more.
And joined themselves to the heathen and was sold to do mischief.
And was sold to do mischief. You join yourself onto these people out. That's when you start to get sold to do wickedness, man. That's when your religion becomes equal religion. Come on, jump to the 20th verse for me. We're going 20 to 32 to anybody that's following along. We in 1 Maccabees, 1st chapter, 20 to 32. Come on with it.
1 Maccabees chapter 1, verse 20. And after Antiochus had smitten Egypt, he returned again in the 143rd year.
He came down from up there in Greece and came down to Egypt and killed a bunch of Egyptians and a bunch of other nations on his way down there. And after he had gobbled up all of that area, he decided that he was going to now come and take over Jerusalem. That's why it's the dumbest, stupidest thing in the world for any Black, Latino, or Native Indian to want to be a part of this world. You read any history on these Edomites, and every time they get into power, not just them, but any nation on this earth that gains power over the Lord's chosen people, eats and destroys the Lord's people until there's nothing left. Look at what the Egyptians did. The Greeks did the same. Go ahead.
And returned again in the 143rd year, and went up against Israel.
And went up against you, your forefathers. This was the greatest army on the earth under the Greeks. Came up against your forefathers, man. That's why you need this history, man. You sit up there watching TV every day, and every movie, every black movie in America, the end of the story, the black man is either dead, in jail, or sorry for everything he lost. You can't hardly find a story with a superhero. When they did that movie Hancock, that was a movie about a real hero, but of course they had to make him a drunken idiot before they could make him a hero, and they had to give the glory to the white man. Like then they're like, you got the power to rule the world, but of course, if you were a Negro, you were drunk. You need a white man to show you your ability and skills. That's why they don't like black coaches to coach sports. They like to keep the status quo, like to keep you thinking that your greatness comes from their ability to be merciful and to educate you and to update you when it comes from the Lord, man. There's a power that comes from the Lord that's beyond the white man, beyond every other nation, man. It's beyond our own understanding. And we intend to raise that spirit in you to help fix your people. Punks don't fix nothing. Right. Strong men is what fixes families. Right. Strong men is what gets people off of drugs. Strong men is what stops women from being whores. Strong men is what ends lesbianism. That's how you get these things, man. By raising up men with the spirit of the Lord. Give me some more. I'll tell them where you at real fast.
1 Maccabees chapter 1, verse 20. And went up against Israel and Jerusalem with a great multitude, with a great army. Come on. Verse 21. And entered proudly into the sanctuary.
Entered into our sanctuary. You wonder why we got to piece back our culture today? You wonder why? Because Antiochus Epiphanes and the Greeks, the white man, came in and took over and walked proudly into our temples, man. Walked proudly into our ways. Go ahead.
Verse 21. And entered proudly into the sanctuary and took away the golden altar.
Go ahead.
And the candlestick of light.
And look at it. Look at this. You wonder where this menorah comes from? Why we do this like we do? Because we had a giant one made of solid gold sitting in the temple in Jerusalem. Right. And these Greek bastards went up in there and dragged it out of there. You want me to become a Christian? Jesus forget. Forget all that. Then let the white man forget me when the Lord destroyed his empire and we gobble up all the gold and silver in earth. Let the white man make sure he say that. You understand? When Christ put the white man in the ghetto and he in poverty and hell and he don't know where his next meal is coming from, make sure he got a black Jesus up on the wall and make sure he say thank God for everything and thank the black Jesus. like we had to do in the bottom of hell in the ghettos of this empire and around the world, man. You go get off the plane in Jamaica right now, they living in shanty town. They living in shacks made of metal sheets with rain coming in through the roof. The tribe of Benjamin, man. Go down to some of these Latino tribes in Central and South America under the foot of different parts of the empire of Edomites and tell me that they live in an equal life with white people. And then tell me Jesus is dying for everybody. You a liar, man. When you gonna wake up, man, and shake the dirt off, shake the blindness off, and read the real story about God in the Bible. Face the real deal on God right here in this book. Go ahead, Doc.
And all the vessels thereof.
Go ahead.
Verse 22. And the table of the showbread and the pouring vessel.
All the things that we held holy and sacred to remind us of how to serve the Lord, to give us our way on how to deal with one another. Your culture is everything. Without your culture and your culture, not some made-up culture. Don't tell me about no Kwanzaa, no made-up religion. Without your true culture that comes out of the scriptures, how do you know how to govern an empire? How do you know how to govern yourself while in slavery? You get it from your culture and identity. And this is what Antiochus, this is what the Greeks took away from us. Hard to read this in these times. The white man ruling over us. Hard to read. Go ahead, Al. Come on.
And the vials.
Real quick.
And the censers of gold.
Right. All the vials and the censers, everything that we had that dedicated ourselves to serving the Lord. And just think that was a moral question. The things that you do to serve the Most High, they take it away from you. Eventually, they're going to make it an out. They're going to be an outlaw. You're going to be outlawed to be a Hebrew Israelite. You think it ain't going to happen? Please. After a while, they're going to not even want you. They're going to say, what are you, Hebrew Israelite? Can't deal with you. But it ain't going to matter. Because the Lord going to raise you up over the top of them devils. You ain't going to never need them no more again. Black people so brainwashed in America, we think we can't function without the white man. I can send you out in the woods, brother. You will live a better life out there than you live in this damn city. At least you won't get pulled over and shot in the damn head. Living out there in the damn woods. Go ahead, Doc.
And the veil, and the crown, and the golden ornaments that were before the temple, all which he pulled off.
Go ahead.
Verse 23. He took also the silver and the gold, and the precious vessels.
Come on.
Also, he took the hidden treasures which he found.
Right, dug up under the ground. We kept treasures and gold under the ground. All of our gold from all the way up from our growth as a nation, man. That's how we worked our economy. The temple was the place you transferred for cash at. That's why Christ beat them out the temple. That's where everything interacted with. That was the government structure of the children of Israel. Our structure, our real culture, man. And let me tell you something, man. You should be unhappy to have to not know your culture. White man has statues for him for 400 years. Build his own nasty sports culture up, enjoying every bit of it. You should be offended that you don't have yours. You be offended that you don't know all your language, your culture. How you ate what you didn't eat. How you live. You should be offended, man. And that offense should turn into work. What work? Waking up and building other brothers. That's what that offense should turn into. Give me some more, Warren.
Verse 24. And when he had taken all away, he went into his own land.
Go ahead.
Having made a great massacre.
Having made this. He wasn't happy just getting the gold. He went in there, got the gold, got the treasure, got everything. He still wasn't happy. Just like a white man. He said, let's kill them all. Scripture say he made a great massacre, man. Massacred brothers and sisters in that place. Go ahead.
And spoke very proudly.
And spoke proudly, man. Spoke proudly. Go ahead.
Verse 25. Therefore, there was a great mourning in Israel.
It was a great mourning in Israel, man. Brothers and sisters mourned and were sad in Israel, man, because of what happened. And we should be that way today. We should want our identity back. Instead of trying to capitulate to a society that has destroyed us for 400 years, we should have an arrogance about wanting our identity back, man. Go ahead.
in every place where they were.
Because listen, in our identity, we didn't kill and murder each other. In our identity, we didn't sell dope to each other. In our identity, you couldn't be a homosexual. In our identity, you couldn't molest somebody's children. In our identity, you couldn't rape somebody's daughter or son for that matter. You couldn't do that in our society, man. And that's the society we should want. That's the society we should be demanding. And if the white man don't give it to us, we build it through the Spirit of the Lord ourselves, according to these scriptures. Give me some more.
Verse 26. So that the princes and elders mourned, the virgins and young men were made feeble.
You hear that? The princes and the elders mourned. They had no strength. They were sad. These preachers ain't sad about our condition. These preachers are singing and dancing in church and getting rich off of silly black women that don't know the difference. Silly Latino and Native Indian women that don't know the damn difference. They sit up in there getting rich off of them, having a good time, while the whole black and Latino community burns to the damn ground. Preachers, every preacher in the black, Latino, and Native Indian community should have been in the street when Donald Trump declared he was going to deport the tribe of Issachar. Do you know back in our ancient days, you tried to separate us from one of them tribes? Man, we'd be so mad it'd be hell to pay on this earth. I put the decree out 5 years ago, I think it was, 3 to 5 years ago. I said the minute I knew that they were walking their way down to trying to deport the so-called Mexicans, our brothers, the tribe of Issachar, I put out a decree. I said, let every black man and woman marry an illegal immigrant. Y'all remember that? Right. Damn the white man's immigration law. How dare he? How dare he? What a devil. Murder the tribe of Issachar, the so-called Mexicans. Take their damn land and then declare them illegal and say we deport you out of the country. What a monster, man. You tell me, you got to join them, man. Got to be part. Jesus loved everybody. You are a liar. You are a damn liar. Read, God. Come on.
And the beauty of women was changed.
The beauty of women have changed. Look at today's society. The beauty of women have changed. What made a woman beautiful back then changed. And it's changed today. What makes a woman beautiful in this society today is that she's a stripper. She's Nicki Minaj. Then she's glorified. If she's like them what's that housewife? The evil is that clan right there. If she's an evil, selfish, disgusting, greedy piece of dog meat in a Rolls Royce, then she's glorified in this empire. She's looked at as beautiful. But if she's an old, humble, trying to help a brother out, got a soft heart, she's looked at as an idiot. Oh, you an idiot. You a sucker. You a sucker. Oh, you still with him. He don't let you do this. You a loser. When that was the beauty of a woman. Go read them scriptures, man. God killed nations over them humble sisters, man. Brothers got killed for messing with them righteous sisters, man. God was going to kill the king of Egypt for coming near South, who called Abraham Lord, man. Where's your culture at, black man? Get it. Get it. Swallow it down. And the hell with what the white man makes a black man. That's how we doing it, man. Take it back. Go ahead, Doc. That's what this is about. Now, you can go on and not believe the Bible, but that's what this is about. The whole Bible is about salvation, man. The people that need to be saved. Come on now.
Verse 27. Every bridegroom took up lamentation.
The bridegroom took up lamentation. Meaning, you go to get married and you depressed. You depressed. And that's today. What happens the minute a brother in the world get a sister pregnant? What do you do? Why? No knowledge. You don't know how to deal with her. We all been there. He don't know how to deal with her. He don't understand them scriptures. But when he put back on them scriptures, then what happened? He can have 10 wives. He ain't running from none. That's right. 10 of them sitting up there. Christian's mad. Her girlfriend's mad. Facebook mad. You get 2 eyes, brother. Facebook coming out of your eyes. Facebook, I think the whole Facebook itself. Okay. I ain't too sure these real people. I think they got a computer program. It finds out 2 eyes, create 1,000 Facebook pages. I don't know what it is, but the world come after you. Take it back. Take it back. Go ahead.
Come. And she that sat in the marriage chamber was in heaviness.
Was in heaviness, man. A sister getting married today, she's in heaviness. Is he gonna stay with me? She on the psychic line. Is he gonna be with me? Is he, is he gonna be around? Is he gonna fall on drugs? That's what they did to us. We didn't do this to ourselves. They blamed us for doing it, but we didn't do it. They did it. Come on.
Verse 28.
Come on.
The land also was moved forth, the inhabitants thereof.
Wait, say that again?
The land also was moved forth, the inhabitants thereof.
Come on.
And all the house of Jacob was covered with confusion.
With confusion. That's us today. We covered with confusion from these religions, from these churches, from this ideology. We covered in confusion, man. We don't know which way to come, go, what to be, what not to be, what is right and what's wrong, what to do, what not to do. We don't know these things because once these Greeks got in and slaughtered us and brought their culture in, they brought confusion to us as a people, man. God never designed the earth for every nation, for a nation to be over the top of God's chosen people, man. Come on.
Verse 29. And after 2 years fully expired, the king sent his chief collector of tribute unto the cities of Judah.
The gold wasn't enough. The murdering and slaughter of our people wasn't enough. He waited a little while and said, you know what? We want some more. We want some more. There was a time you could work in a factory, brother, making minimum wage, buy a house, a car, and raise 3 kids. Today, you barely can even do it with 2 paychecks with a college degree. You ain't gonna never get enough. This is the empire you up under, man. This is the captivity that we're in. Like people talking about they're free. You a fool. You a fool. Ain't nothing free about you. First of all, you didn't know what it means to be free and in captivity. You think captivity means you in chains. That's not what captivity means. That means the body of your people, brother, are beaten down and brainwashed into the identity of the slave master. And they can't come out of it. That's why the white man like to tell you when you get mad and he like to tell you, you don't like it, leave. Why? Because if you leave by yourself, it means nothing. He don't want your nation to wake up. Meanwhile, when he got a problem with something, what did he do? I'm going to Congress. I'm going to the Senate. I'm going to change the laws of the land. That's what he does when he got a problem. But when you got a problem with the evil that he does, he says you don't like it and leave it, then leave it. Because to him, you ain't a part of it, no way. That's why you got to wake up, man. You got to wake up. And I ain't telling you to wake up to go get no guns, to go fight no white man. Christ already died to give you the win. We ain't going to that battle no more. It ain't over with. The Lord is going to take the white man's own nuclear weapons and destroy him, along with the ones that the other nations have. Hell is coming to this earth, man. And thanks be to the Lord it's coming. Because guess what? You've been wanting salvation, right? Okay then. Get ready for the mushroom cloud. Well, salvation is right behind the corner. Go ahead.
Who came unto Jerusalem with a great multitude.
Come on.
Verse 30. And spake peaceably words unto them.
And did what?
Spake peaceable words unto them.
Jesus loved everybody. Did what?
Spake peaceable words unto them.
We should all come together and be one. Go ahead.
But all with deceit.
But all with deceit. Come on.
For when they had given him
and listen, if I could, that old evil piece of garbage African Obama. You want to know why Donald Trump knows where all the illegal immigrants are at to pick them up? Because Obama told them, I'm not going to deport y'all, but I want everybody to register. Everybody register, we're going to make sure you all right. The minute he got out of office, Donald Trump was in there 3 months. Right. Gave the order and had everybody's name and address that signed up trying to be trying to listen to the peaceable words. Trying to listen to the peaceable words. When had they listened to the prophets of the Lord, there'd be no immigration in America. Because we would have married off 11 million Mexicans, man, overnight. And we'd have ended their immigration back. God, that's right. We'd have stopped their immigration back. And we wouldn't have had to lift a finger to do it. Come on now, give me some more.
God won't come. But all with deceit. For when they had given him credence, he fell suddenly upon the city.
Right. When they gave him credence, when they said, okay, and come on, y'all, come on. We know y'all mean well. We're going to work together. We're going to be one. They fell suddenly on the city. How did that happen to us in a far more subtle way? Our black leaders ran up there to ask the white man for civil rights. We want civil rights. We want to be equal. We want civil rights. The white man said, okay, we're going to fight y'all. We're going to have civil rights, equal rights for everybody. And he passed the law, signed it, they all clapped hands, put it on TV. And what did he do? Poured dope into every ghetto in America. He fell on the city. Spread all the drugs and dope he could and destroyed black and Latino Native Indian people. He fell on the city, man. You read about it right here. Come on, let's keep going. I'm running a little long. 20 more minutes, I think. Go ahead.
And smote it very sore.
And smote it, meaning killed it very sore. Look at the ghettos of America today. They real sore. We looking at each other like it's our fault. It ain't your damn fault. The Lord didn't charge you with it. Christ didn't charge you with it. And show you how wicked Christians are. He's so wicked in these churches. Because they say God, Jesus forgave sins, but they charge you for the condition of the ghetto. If Christ forgave sins, what the hell you blaming black people for and Latino people for in the condition of the ghetto, man? This evil got to stop, man, and it takes strong men to do it. Go ahead,
come. And destroyed much people of Israel.
And destroyed much of the Lord's people. Your culture, your 12 tribes. What verse is that?
Verse 30. So.
Come on.
Verse 31. And when he had taken the spoils of the city, he set it on fire.
He still wasn't done. Took the spoils, created a second massacre, and then he burned the city. Go ahead, Doc.
And pulled down the walls.
Tore the walls down. This is what happened to us. Our identity. And best believe, those Klansmen sitting in the White House cannot wait for another round. They cannot wait for another slaughter. Killing is in the blood of the white man. And Christ is our only way to not be killed. Turning back to our holy, righteous King that gave us our identity and culture back, that's how we end up not being killed. Not by capitulation. They were telling black men for years, you see, when the police pull you over, you got to talk nice. You got to keep your hands on the wheel. You got to say yes, sir, and no, sir. Then the videotape came out. Everybody saying yes, no, sir, and no, sir, was getting their goddamn brains blown out. Then all the pundits shut their daggone mouth. This is the evil of this place, man. Evil of this place. But you can't get on YAHANA for to use words like that. Or more colorful. I won't use tonight. Okay? When you should love what I'm teaching, man, because it is the righteousness of the Bible. It's what is really in the Bible. Christ said out of his own mouth, I came not but for the lost sheep of the house of Israel. Man. Go ahead,
and pulled down the houses and walls thereof on every side.
Man, tore out our houses and everything. And that's what happened in the ghetto. They only used drugs and economics to do it this time. They didn't do it with out-and-out warfare, because you was already destroyed from slavery. So they didn't need to do that. They didn't need to have all that to do it this time. Give me some more.
Verse 32. But the women and children took their captive and possessed the cattle.
They did what? Now, listen, y'all. Feel this in terms of the life you living right now, and wake up on this. Read it again,
Verse 32. But the women and children took their captive.
So what did they do with the men? Slaughter. What are they doing with black people in today's society? Black men are going to prison and to the funeral parlor while they using black women and children to get rich. Giving black women the job working in their empire and using them on TV, making them prostitutes out of them, making TV shows about how evil they could be, brainwashing them into child support court to drain the money out of black men who don't have the money in the first place because they under the gun from the same man that's been doing this practice since the days of the damn Greeks, man. Brainwashing the sisters to murder their own babies in the abortion clinic. Meanwhile, black men are the most hated being in this society. Don't tell me you don't feel it. You walking around out here, you ain't gonna tell me you a black man, you walk into the mall or in the, Nordstrom's. You don't feel every eye looking at you like, are you here to rob, steal? What you here for? Because of the brainwashing, because of the 6 o'clock news, because of the lie, as though we all criminals, man. Give me some more.
And possess the cattle.
And did what? Possess all the cattle. That's what they do. Their job is to put the woman back in charge. And that's why the church has been so evil. Because the church sees that this is going on. And as they see it going on, they deal with it as a benefit. Meaning they fill the church up with women when it's supposed to be filled up with men. But it's filled up with women, and then what do they say? The men don't want to follow God. The women want to follow the Lord. The men don't want to follow God. The men don't want to sing all day while their brothers are dying in the street. Right. They don't want to sing all day while they watch their empire fall apart. They don't want to go to church and have to become a flunky to a woman, a second-class citizen to a woman. They don't want to have to go to church and have to be put under the authority of a woman. I don't know no Negro set up in the church on Sunday with some female preacher in the pulpit telling a man how to serve God. I don't even understand that. But it's being done because that's what these Greeks want. That's the society of the Greeks. That's the world of the Greeks. The Greeks' greatest gods were women, man. The ones who worshiped the most were women. Give me some more. Take it to 33. Keep going to 40. Take it to 40, y'all. Bear with me, y'all. 20 more, 15 more. Go ahead. Take it to 30.
Verse 33. They builded the city of David with a great and strong wall and with mighty towers.
Right. They built the city up. After they burned it down and destroyed us, they built the city back up. And what did they do?
And made it a stronghold for them.
And made it a stronghold for themselves. And did what else?
A great and high wall and mighty tower.
Come on.
And made it a stronghold for them.
Come on.
Verse 34. And they put therein a sinful nation.
And did what?
Put therein a sinful nation.
Now somebody help me out. Does that go on in America today? Did somebody give me the name of it? They got a name for it. Say again? Thank you, brother. Thank you, brother. That's exactly what it is. Let me tell you something real quick, real sidebar, real quick. I read, when you read that scripture where the brother comes to Christ and says, look at what they doing to the temple. Remember that scripture? And then Christ said there ain't going to be one stone left on another. Y'all remember that scripture? I understand what Christ meant now. Because black people come up to me all the time. Black people, talking to black people in the world. They say, yeah, man, have you heard? Word what? Man, they building a new mall, man. Our city is booming, man. We getting a new mall, or they building a new highway. Did you hear they're going to expand the tunnel? I be looking at them like, man, how does that help you? Like, they building it not for you, for them. Gentrification ain't a mistake. It ain't just a circumstance of progressive society. It's a plan to wipe you out. It's been since the days of the Greeks. They burned the city down, murdered everybody, took all the gold, and then rebuilt it back for themselves. What do they do in the ghettos every day to day? Pour drugs in there, cut off the economics brutalized the people with the police. And then when there's nothing left and the property value has gone down to nothing, and they've stolen all the businesses from you, then they build it back up. Then all of a sudden there's money from nowhere to build all kinds of things. Before you know it, it's all rebuilt and it's all white. That's what they did to us, the Greeks. And what you're going to read next, coming up, is what God did because of it. And you need to read what God did because of it, based on what they did, because God will do it again. Despite what Christians and others believe, God is going to do this again. But this time it's going to be done by angels. What verse you at? Give me some more.
Verse 4.
Come on.
And they put therein a sinful nation.
Put a sinful nation in there. Come on.
Wicked men.
Wicked men. Come on.
And fortified themselves therein.
And then fortified themselves in it, brother. You understand? Go ahead.
Verse 35. They stored it also with armor and victuals.
That's right. They stored it up with their own armor and victuals. Why am I telling you all this? Why am I going through all this story of how we were destroyed? Because the dedication of Hanukkah is how through our faith we turned around and reversed this situation. And it's been put damn right, brother. Damn right. And if you bear with me a little longer, I'm going to go through them parts of that story. You don't know. I told the brothers I wanted to come in here about 2 o'clock with nobody here, turn on the computer and start from chapter 1 and read all the way to 4. Y'all come in when y'all come in. Because the story is so daggone amazing. If you have never treated yourself, if you've never treated yourself to the first 4 chapters of the story of the Maccabees, you ought to. You ain't got to do it now, but it's good to do it during this week. Take some time, get you a nice drink, sit down, and spend time on them 4 chapters, man. I'm going to jump through a few more, and I'm going to get up off. But it's worth it till you treat yourself to a taste of your culture. Treat yourself, man, to a taste of your identity, man. Pursue and love yours, man. This belongs to us. They throwing this book around in every religion, claiming it to be tied to every religion, claiming Jesus love everybody and all that, using our records like it's a piece of toilet paper. It's our culture, man. It's our records, our forefathers. Belong to us, man. We can treat ourselves to a little bit of us. All right, give me some more. Real quick. So that's what it is. I know I'm dragging, but I'm dragging because I want to give you the background on why this day is so important. And I also wanted you to also understand that you are living this story. You live in this story. And let me just throw a little, if I can put a little barbecue sauce on it for a second. Not only are you living this story out, but this story is how and what you should know about God, as opposed to the singing, praising, love Jesus while everything is falling apart. While our people are dying and going and being incarcerated and being destroyed day and night in this place. This is what you should know about. And I'm going to get to the dedication and all that and to the temple. Remember now, at this point, where are we at now? The temple has been burned down. 2 massacres took place. All the gold wiped out. Then they rebuilt it into a white city. So Jerusalem and the temple is a white city with the so-called Jewish. Donald Trump just gave the order he gonna move the embassy to Jerusalem because it belonged to the white Jews. You understand? You looking at the culmination of the Greek Empire. Let me tell you something else too. That was a great spiritual blow he tried to throw. But Christ boxed better than any white man. You better get ready now. Okay? You better get ready for the Mike Tyson of all spiritual work. And that's your house shot. Come on, let's roll.
Verse 35. They stored it also with armor and victuals. And when they had gathered together the spoils of Jerusalem, they laid them up there. And so they became a sore snare.
They became a sore snare. That's what should be a snare to us. What's supposed to be a snare to you is what's happening to our people. Why are we dying? Why is there 1 million black men in prison? Instead, it's easy to just say, well, my brothers don't want to follow the rules. They want to be criminals. They want to sell drugs. They want to do this. They want to do that. They don't want to do none of that. They believe that's all they can do. They brainwashed into that society. And you give the other nations enough time, they'll be doing the same thing in America, man. Let the white man get hungry enough. There won't be no more 7-Elevens. They'll be selling crack. What do you need, brother? That'll be what it be being sold. Give them enough time, man. Come on now.
Verse 36.
Real quick.
For it was a place to lie in wait against the sanctuary.
See that? Anybody coming to the sanctuary, it was a place for them to kill you off. You looking for God, going in that church. Watch what you find. You'll find every homosexual and child molester, rapist and murderer you ever thought of sitting up in that church. Right? Go ahead.
And an evil adversary to Israel.
Go ahead. And a what?
Evil adversary to Israel.
Why was it an adversary? You got another nation sitting in your identity. Go ahead.
Verse 37.
That's what's going on in Jerusalem right now. That whole land over there is supposed to be occupied by black people, Latino people, Native Indian people. Instead, white people sitting over there claiming your identity. I'm a Jew. I'm a Jew. I thought about it. No damn Jew, man. A monster is what he is, man. Go ahead.
Verse 37. Thus they shed innocent blood on every side of the sanctuary.
On every side. That's what's happening to us now. You black and Latino brother, I turned on that TV show. There is a TV show that I truly cannot watch. And that is that TV show, Dog the Bounty Hunter. Bro, that show, I watched a little bit of it today. I had a good Starbucks coffee. I had a little bit of energy to stomach that abomination. This dope fiend piece of toilet trash locking up a 100-pound Mexican woman on the smallest warrant. And him and that nasty, fat, fake titty piece of garbage of a woman. I mean, it is a demonstration of madness when you watch that show. And it is the cruelest show about apprehending fugitives that I've ever seen. And brother, they love that show. Been on the air about 10 years. He's snorting so much dope he can't hardly stand up. And brother, they looking at him like he's the hero. Dog the bounty hunter. Right. They snatch up a 100-pound woman and throw her in handcuffs. She crying and he dragged her off from away from her baby for some, turnstile jump or something. These people are monsters, man. Right. This is what they really are. And if you wasn't afraid of the white man and you opened your eyes and looked at this world for what it is, you would know the same thing I know. That the white man is the devil, the Bible speaks. Give me, what verse you at?
37.
Come on.
And defiled it.
And defiled it. Meaning they killed on every side. And that's what them cops are doing. Shooting and killing brothers on every side. Scared to death of you that you're going to take revenge for 400 years of their slavery. When they shouldn't worry about us. They shouldn't worry about you. They should worry about Christ. That's what they should worry. They should worry about scriptures like whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap. That's what the hell they should be worried about. Okay? I don't want to hold up nothing if y'all was planning. Check with the brothers if y'all want to start on something, the food or whatever. I'm going to just go a little bit longer while y'all prepare that. I'm going to hold everybody up, but I'm hoping you'll hang with me a little longer, both online and brothers and sisters here. I'm going to go through a couple more quick ones, all right? Was that 40th verse out?
We have verse 38.
Come on, finish the last 2 points.
Verse 38. Insomuch that the inhabitants of Jerusalem fled because of them.
You hear that? That they fled, and that's what happens to us. When they start gentrifying that city, we run to another area. We get away from that area they're in because the pursuit becomes hot to abuse and destroy you, man. Go ahead.
Whereupon the city was made an habitation of strangers.
Right. Who's in there now? Who's in there now? The white man is not a Jew. He never was a Jew. He'll never be a Jew. He's been sitting in there since the Greeks occupying your land. Go ahead.
And became strange to those that were born in her.
Right, meaning it becomes strange to us. Because we're looking at a heathen sitting in our land pretending to be us. And it becomes strange. It ain't strange to us now because we've been living like an American for the last 400 years. But it should be strange. Okay? Give me 2 Maccabees 2 and 1. Okay? If y'all, like I said, if y'all need to make a move on whatever time y'all set up for it, all right? I'm gonna go a little bit longer, y'all, Lord allow. I don't want to rush you. If you had plans to, don't worry about it. But in the meantime, let's go on a little more about this economy. Come on with me.
1 Maccabees, chapter 2, verse 1.
Nice and quick.
In those days arose Mattathias, the son of John, the son of Simeon, a priest of the sons of Joab.
This is a priest, man. This ain't no cat off the street. This is a man that believes in the priestly service of God. Now let's see if he looked like that preacher in that church. Or if he got a different attitude and a different way of doing things. Go ahead, Doc.
From Jerusalem and dwelt in Moab. Verse 2. And he had 5 sons.
Come on.
Jonan, called Cadiz. Verse 3. Simon, called Thassi.
Go ahead.
Or verse 4. Judas, who was called Maccabeus.
Go ahead.
Verse 5. Eleazar, called Abiram, and Jonathan, whose surname was Appius.
Go ahead.
Verse 6. And when he saw the blasphemies that were committed in Judah and Jerusalem. Verse 7. He said, woe is me. Wherefore was I born to see this misery of my people?
You see that, man? That's what a real priest of God is about. Read it one more time for nice and loud. Huh? You want to know what's supposed to be deep inside a priest, a real priest that serves God according to the Bible? Read that again. Huh?
1 Maccabees chapter 2, verse 7. He said, woe is me. Wherefore was I born to see this misery of my people?
Woe means destruction. Destruction on me. Where was it I was born to see this misery of my people? Go ahead.
And of the holy city.
And of the holy city. Come on.
And to dwell there.
And listen, brother, that's the spirit that's supposed to be in us. We're supposed to be disgusted at what has happened to blacks, Latinos, and Native Indians in this empire, man. We ain't supposed to be sitting there blaming them for it. We should be looking at what happened to them, man, and waking them up to bring them up out of this hell they've been in, man, for 400 years. That was what Christ looked at. Scripture said Christ wept when he saw us and the condition we were in. And Christ was a hard man. You didn't make him cry easy. He went up against the Romans, brother, and he didn't shed a damn tear while being tortured by the Romans. But when he saw us on drugs, killing each other, in hell, in poverty, losing our laws, our culture, our identity, cried. He cried. And Matthias saw it, man, and he wept too. He was sad too. Jeremiah saw it, he was sad. He cried. Serving God is equivalent to loving and serving your people, man. What is the scripture that proves it out? Christ said, love the Lord with all thy heart and all thy soul, and love thy brother as thyself. These two things hang all the law on. And that's what they never want. They don't want black men to come together, Latino men to come together, Native Indian men to come together. If you start loving your brother as yourself, and the world will change. The earth will change. Come on now.
When it was delivered into the hand of the enemy.
Come on.
And the sanctuary into the hand of strangers.
Come on.
Verse 8. Her temple is become as a man without glory.
You hear that? God's people, man, are like a temple without glory. That's how the Lord's people have become, and that's true. We in these ghettos and in this society, and the ones of us that become prominent in this empire, we become prominent for joining the white man. Look at all the hell them brothers is catching for taking one knee. The white man can shoot us in the head all day long. And ball players just get on one knee and all all hell breaks loose across this country. All hell breaks loose because they decide to take a knee for the suffering of their brothers. That is, let me tell you something. You are not allowed to love black people in America. Right. You are not allowed to do it in this empire. They don't tell you you're not allowed, but they make sure you understand you're not allowed. You don't think so? Ask Kaepernick where his next job is at. Ask him where his next paycheck coming from. Nowhere. Why? Because you can't stand up for black men and not be hated in this place. You can't stand up for Native and Indians and Latino men and women and not be hated in this place. But brother, you better do it. You better love your brother by yourself. If you sit up in some slimy church, damn right, brother, do it up. If you stand up sitting in some church praising Jesus all day, and meanwhile blaming black and Latino people for their own problems, while looking down and condescending on them and thinking you holier than thou, you are a filthy animal. Right. Dressed up in a pretty dress or a nice suit, but you are a filthy animal. Because men and priests of God cared about their brothers, cared about their people, and cared about the suffering of their people. Like people talk about, I'm worried about all people. Well, all people ain't in together. All people ain't suffering on the bottom. All people didn't go through slavery. All people didn't lose their identity. All people didn't lose their land. Drugs didn't get poured in everybody's neighborhood. Abortion clinics wasn't set up in everybody's neighborhood. So what are you talking about? And show you how hypocritical it is. You say you serve God, and in America, black people on the bottom serving the most, and you ain't serving them. Who you fooling? What game and hustle you running on people, man? This is about loving these people, loving these brothers and sisters, sacrificing and suffering for them. That's what this is about, man. And you can't be no punk and get it done. Right. You better get some air in your chest, man, and get ready to be a man, because that's what it takes to fix black people and Latino people and Native Indian people. Give me a little more. They're going to start passing out the food. I'm assuming it's correct. I'm going to try to work that out, because, I'm running a little long, but I'm trying to, get a couple in. I hope y'all don't mind. Y'all got to eat or do whatever you got to do, but I'm going to get a little in it. You know what I'm saying? I love the Feast of Dedication. I love this night. This is a night of clarity, man, on what this book is talking about, man. Give me a little bit more.
Come. Verse 9. Her glorious vessels are carried away into captivity.
Come on.
Her infants are slain in the street.
Oh, my goodness. Tell me that ain't us. Tell me that ain't us. How many East Indians get killed by the police? How many Arabs getting killed? The Arabs blowing up New York City. And the white man still ain't pulling them over, shooting them in the car. Like, I don't even understand. You get shot in the car, hands on the steering wheel, with the license and registration. The Arabs blow up New York City. They still pull him over and say, "Good afternoon, sir. Registration." Don't tell me this equality and the officer's just trying to do his job and get home safe. He's trying to murder us. That's right. He's trying to thin out the herd. Let's face it. This is the Greek way of life. Go ahead, Doc.
Come. Her young men with the sword of the enemy.
A young man with the sword. Come on. Yeah, you can't get around that. You can't get, that's every major city in this empire. You cannot get around this. That's why this night is so important, man. Because the solution is also here. Give me some more. We're going to run a little bit more.
Verse 10.
Don't worry, Muhammad going to run in here and stop you in the rest of
Come. Verse 10. What nation hath not had a part in her kingdom?
Ooh. Say it again. Say it again.
What nation hath not had a part in her kingdom?
Now, if God believes that everybody's equal, and this nation is being destroyed by all the other nations, then God shouldn't even interfere. Because he's supposed to love the ones that's killing and the ones that ain't getting killed. But he gonna interfere in this. He gonna get in the middle of this right here. He about to do something about this. Because what did he say? What nation, read it out, give it to me.
What nation hath not had a part in her kingdom?
What nation have not used and abused you, black man? What nation did not set up a business in the ghetto and get rich off of you? What nation does not own the real estate that you got to rent every month? What nation is out there that does not have to hire you for minimum wage to work in its business? Every nation has eaten you. This ain't everybody, man. It's your history and culture. And I know it's offensive. I'm sorry it's offensive. I'm sorry it's not sweet and nice and kumbaya. I'm sorry. But for those of us that want to deal with the truth, man, I grew up in the ghetto in the Bronx, man, and I've seen the evil of all people. And I don't want no more lies, man. I ain't got time for it, nor the energy for it. I don't want no more games, man. I don't have the time for the energy for either one. Give me the pure deal, man. Give me the straight up truth, and I'm gonna handle it, man. Even if I don't like it. And brother, we've got it. We've got it. Y'all got some water back there? Can I get a bottle of water out? Come on out, give me a little more.
Come. And gotten of her spoils.
Come on.
Verse 11. All her ornaments are taken away. Of a free woman, she is become a bond slave.
You hear that? Of a free people, brother, we became a bond slave. That's talking about us. Now let's get to what the Lord will do about it. Go from there. Where you at?
Verse 11.
You at verse 11? Boy, I want to give a little. Come on, quick.
Verse 12. And behold, our sanctuary, even our beauty and our glory, is laid waste, and the Gentiles have profaned it.
And the Gentiles profaned it. Come on, take it this one. Keep going.
Verse 13. To what end thereof shall we live any longer?
You hear what he said? What is the point of life up under these people, man? And that's a true statement. Leave us here for another 100 years. What you think gonna happen? You think y'all gonna be Jetsons? What do you think? You gonna be up in the space station smoking crack? That's what you think? You must be crazy. Leave us here long enough, they're gonna kill every last one of us. They're gonna do just what these Greeks did. Christ don't come back. Christ don't come back and deliver these people. They're gonna kill every last one of us in this place. This is what they tried to do before. But Christ is returning. And let me tell you something. That's a real reason for him to return. If you think God loves everybody and life is wonderful in America, I see why you singing in church. You be singing in church because you ain't really concerned with how important it is for Christ to return. But for those of us that understood what these priests understood, and the evil that had risen in the earth, and the destruction that happened to God's chosen people, we need Christ to return. Like we want Christ to return. We're begging for Christ to return. We ain't doing it in sin. We're going to go out on the streets and show Christ we want him to return. By how? By getting you off of drugs. By showing you how to put your family in check. That's how we going to do it, man. I don't wait, you can wrap it up. I'll take that for what too. Go ahead.
Verse 14. Then Mattathias and his sons rent their clothes and put on sackcloth and mourn very sore.
Those are priests of God. Why we put you in black when you come to the Israelite school and you begin? You should be mourning for the suffering of your people for them 3 months before you get your Hebrew name. You should be examining and looking at the condition of your people, man. Because that's what these priests did.
16.
Come on.
And when many of Israel came unto them, Matthias also and his sons came together.
Right. They came together. Everybody came in to see what they were doing. They sit up there getting ready to sacrifice and put a big dedication on. Go ahead.
Verse 17. Then answered the king's officers and said to Matthias on the wise, Thou art a ruler, an honorable and great man in this city.
And the Lord said the snake in the garden was the most subtle beast of the field.
Right.
Came up to this brother and tried to gas him up.
Right.
Man, you need to work with us. You need to be with us. Brother, get strong. Go ahead.
And strengthen it with with sons and brethren.
Come on.
Verse 18. Now therefore, come thou first and fulfill the king's command, like as all the heathen have done. Yea, the men of Judah also, and such as remain at Jerusalem, so shalt thou and thy house be in the number of the king's friends.
Somebody tell me why they went to him first. Raise your hand. Somebody tell me why they went to this brother first. Nobody? Well, this is a great lesson to learn. If you understand why they went to him, you know what to watch for to not get destroyed. If you can understand why they went to this brother, you will understand the most important thing you must watch, both as a leader and when looking for a leader. Go ahead, sis. Thank you. Y'all hear what she said? You heard what the sister said? Because the people looked up to him. Because the people looked up to him. You see these brothers in I.S.U.P.K, I give them that. I give these generals, and I give them pure, unadulterated hell. And I do it on purpose. Because, brother, you need strong leaders. They will not bend. Because your leaders bend. Your leaders in there in the NAACP, Rainbow Coalition, the Senate, the Congress, the mayor, they bent. And gave you up for a price. Sold you out. But God raising up new leaders. They don't look like your leaders right now. They got studs on and prison. They look like they're from the hood right now. In a minute, they're going to rule this nation. Right. In a minute, they're going to be your senators and your congressmen. But that's right. In a minute, you're going to wake up one day, and they're going to be the mayor of a major city, and he's going to have studs on it. You're going to say, who the hell is that? He's going to be like, Shalom, today the transportation system is on time. And he's going to be talking about the city. And he's going to be running the city. Because Christ is going to raise him up to do it. The Bible says this, when the wicked are in rule, the people mourn. Paraphrase. But when the righteous bear rule, the people rejoice. The Lord is going to raise up good, strong leaders. And brother, I got some great ones in the UPK. It is some absolutely great ones in the UPK. Where's Captain Hunt of y'all at? Where you at? Bring him up here. You see what this man put? Give it up, man. Give it up. He's a humble captain, brother, of the UPK. But this body is brought together in this strength for the one captain working under these magnificent generals. Right? And so every brother that is raised up to be a leader can do amazing and will do amazing. And brother, we are going to restructure Black America. That's right. We're going to restructure it for righteous sake. Big shout out to the hundreds of y'all. Okay. I'm gonna go a little bit. Since they already giving out the food, y'all work with me a little bit. If you gotta go to the bathroom, you gotta get up, want to move around, please be free to do so. We're gonna get it in a little bit more. I personally, I'm gonna be a little selfish. I love the story. I love to talk about this. I love this night. I'm gonna be a little selfish with myself, but I don't want to hold you in the seat. Please, if you gotta get up, do something. Please do so. But I'm gonna run for just a little bit longer. Go ahead. Tell them where you at.
First Maccabees, chapter 2, verse 18. 5. And thou and thy children shall be honored with silver and gold and many rewards.
I'm going to make you rich. I'm going to make you famous. I'm going to do all that. Them brothers got a hard walk. The ones that took that deal. This brother did not. This was a priest. This was a real priest. He did not. Priest that Christ raised up, they wouldn't take that deal. Go ahead.
Verse 19. Then Matthias answered and spake with a loud voice, thou all nations that are under the king's dominion obey him.
Though all the nations obey him. Though every nation obey him. Read on.
And fall away every one from the religion of their fathers.
Everybody gives up their culture to join these Greeks, man. Japanese used to wear, they use Japanese outfits. What they wear now? Suits. Chinese used to wear their Chinese culture and item. What they wear now? Suits. The Arabs still trying to hold on a little bit. They still, but they get the suit into, they put the suit on, then they put the Arab headpiece on. But they taking on the culture of the Greeks. What did this priest, this brother of the Lord say? Do what? Go ahead. He said, so they all do it. What is he going to do?
And fall everyone from the religion of their fathers and give consent to his commandments.
Come on.
Verse 20. Yet will I and my sons and my brethren walk in the covenant of our father.
He said, we're going to stick to our own fathers, man. What verse you at,
Verse 21 now.
Don't stop there. Give me 1 Maccabees, 2nd chapter, 42nd verse. 1 Maccabees, 2nd chapter. 42.
I don't want to come. 1 Maccabees, chapter 2, verse 42. Then came there unto him a company of Assyrians.
So after this, of course, they got angry with him. He ran and got up into the mountains. And as he went up into the mountains, he went and prepared himself for what was to come next, for not joining these Greeks. Now, go ahead.
Who were mighty men of Israel.
These mighty men of Israel, they started attaching themselves to this righteous man. That's what's supposed to happen with us. We're supposed to attach ourselves to righteousness. That's why our brothers is going to prison. They attaching themselves to idiots, man. These idiots using them to become drug dealers and to kill and to murder and do all kind of nonsense when they should be following brothers like the Hunt of Yah. That's what they should be following. You understand? Every gangster, every criminal, every drug dealer need to all come and sit and listen to Captain Cahunt of Yah down here in Texas. And brother, he'll change the face of these cities. You change the whole face of these cities. You understand? The white man, he's in heaven. Anytime you can get black men to murder each other over a color, you are living wonderful. I pray in Christ's kingdom, somebody gonna say, well, we have a real problem in the Edomite ghetto. The Edomites that wear the red rags are killing the Edomites that wear the blue rags. We don't know what's wrong with them. That's what they do. They're laughing at us, murdering each other over a color. They should listen to Cahunt of Yah.
Right.
Then they'd be fixing this city, fixing the brothers and sisters in here, and the white man would be furious. And there'd be nothing he could do about it. Come on, give me some more.
Come. Even all such as were voluntarily devoted unto the law.
Come on. The ones that love the law, love these scriptures. You love the truth, you tired of this evil place, you done came to the right spot. You done came to the right spot to see and understand and learn something you ain't never learned before, man. To open your eyes to something you never had a chance to see. Give me a little more, please.
Come. Verse 43. Also, all they that fled for persecution joined themselves unto them.
All the brothers that had warrants ran and joined themselves to him. That's right. Brothers with warrants. That's right. All the brothers that was with warrants, running from the law, running from child support, all of them joined on to him, man. But that's who Christ came to save, man. Them brothers, them sisters. Come on, give me some more.
Joined themselves unto them, and were a stay unto them.
Come on.
Verse 44. So they joined their forces and smote sinful men in their anger.
And killed sinful men in their anger. They got mad. You ain't gonna go out and kill nobody, man, except each other. If you don't follow what the Lord says. But we gonna follow what Christ said in here, and we ain't gonna kill each other. Instead, we're gonna strengthen each other and watch Christ tear down every kingdom in this earth. Every last kingdom in this earth, Christ will destroy. According to his Bible. Go ahead.
And wicked men in their wrath.
Come on.
But the rest fled to the heathen.
You hear that? They start putting pressure on black people, Latino people, and Native Indian people. So that the brothers and sisters that love righteousness, they join on to these brothers. That's what's happening now. The righteous brothers is joining together. The wicked brothers ran to the heathen. They ran to the white man. They over there disobeying you. Israelites, man, they on the corner calling you the devil. With them studs on, they like gang members. You gotta do something about them. Meanwhile, these bastards selling dope or doing whatever evil they're doing, namely in them churches.
Right.
Them churches hate us. So you know that it was 2 churches ran for me this week in Houston. I'm gonna trash them for the next month, man. The Gooseneck, what is it again? The Goose Creek. The Goose Creek Baptist Church of God. A bunch of damn cowards, man. Wouldn't even take me on a one radio show today. Ran like cowards because they know they don't have the truth. Oh, they take a big damn right. Damn right. Damn right. Ran. Give me some more because I don't want to run out before I read the actual dedication. I'm almost to it, y'all. Got 1 set of verses and I'm going into the dedication and I'm done. Go ahead.
But the rest fled to the heathen for succor. 45. Then Mattathias and his friends were round about and pulled down the altars. Verse 46. And what children soever they found within the coast of Israel uncircumcised, those they circumcised valiantly. Verse 47. They pursued also after the proud men.
Just so you understand, the Greeks were so angry with us that they outlawed circumcision. They killed you. There was a time if you circumcised your child or was circumcised, they would kill you because they knew that circumcision meant you were dedicated to this law. That's why Christ said, I didn't come to change the law. To say that in these churches is an abomination before the Lord. To take away all the thousands and thousands of brothers and sisters that died over these laws. To try to take them away and say they've done away with. Not only is it a biblical lie, but it is evil to do to a people who desperately need their laws. We desperately need our culture. Because it's obvious we lost it, and look what has happened to us. Give me some more.
Come. Verse 47. They pursued also after the proud men, and the work prospered in
all
their
those
hand.
proud men that lifted up themselves with the Greeks, they went out, they put pressure on them, brother. And brother, that's what's going to happen. When they wake up and there's thousands of Israelites in their city, these mayors going to have to stop ripping black people off. These cops going to have to stop murdering and ripping black people, Latino people, and Native Indian people off. They're going to be putting pressure on them to stop their evil, man. Go ahead.
Verse 48. So they recovered the law out of the hand of the Gentiles.
They took it from the Gentiles. Go ahead.
And out of the hand of kings.
Go ahead.
Neither suffered they the sinner to triumph.
Right. They stopped the evil. You talk about you want to serve Christ. Brother, you come to serve Christ, that means you come to stop the evil. Right. You come to stop every evil that goes on among us in the black community. Down to backbiting, tail bearing, down to every little minor wickedness that we do among ourselves, that we have learned in this society, we about to undo it in this place, man. Water for the brothers passing out the food and the sisters serving up the food. Let's get into these folks. And I'm running my mouth and they looking like where they grew up. I'm awfully talking long. They trying to get it to y'all. I'll get it out. Well, we get there. All right, a little bit more. Go on, come on.
And I'm going to come. Verse 49. Now, when the time drew near that Mattathias should die, he said unto his sons, now hath pride and rebuke gotten strength, and the time of destruction and the wrath of indignation. Verse 50. Now therefore, my sons, be ye zealous for the law.
You hear what he said? Be zealous, man. Be zealous in this truth. You want to serve Christ? Be zealous. You want to be in the UPK? I know a lot of people don't can't come to the UPK. They got some nice, sweet, fake Israelite groups out there. You can get with. Sit down, learn a few things, little Hebrew, learn a couple of scriptures. They ain't gonna be mad at you. You ain't gonna have to work too hard. But you come to the UPK, you got to be zealous.
That's right.
You got to be bound and bound.
That's right.
You got to be 100% Negro. We ain't weekend warriors, baby. We 100% till they bury us. That's how we ride in here. And guess what? Christ is worth it, man. Christ is worth it. What Christ did for us is worth that dedication. Come on, Rocky.
Come on.
Sloppy. Come on, Rocky. Go ahead.
Now therefore, my sons, be zealous for the law, and give your lives for the covenant of your father.
Give your life for this covenant.
Go ahead. 51. Call to remembrance what acts our fathers did in their time.
And now, let's examine that for a minute. This is the Bible we're reading about. Now, he's calling on those acts that took place in the Bible, and he's calling on those acts that were done by many great men that fought against the nations that wiped out God's kingdom, man. That wiped out God's people. I'm going to stop right there for time's sake. I'm going to jump to one more, to the dedication itself, and then I'm going to go to the prayer. Okay? Let's read the dedication. Go to the 4th chapter, start at the 41st verse. I'm going to take that part, all right? So just so you can know, I'm speeding up in the story. After that, they went after the heathens. The greatest army that ever set foot on the earth at that time was the Greek army, man. Under Alexander and later under Antiochus. They fought against that army, backed them up, destroyed them, reestablished the temple, brought the Lord's people back to a righteous way of life. And then they dedicated the temple, which is what we're doing tonight. Dedicating ourselves to righteousness again, to live in accordance to the way our Lord and Christ set us up to do. Please, gentlemen.
Quick announcement, everybody listen. Do not give the food out person to person. Call them up by ranks, let them line up and get their plate to the table. Don't go through the class and give out the food, all right? Call them up by ranks, let them line up and get their food in a line.
Let's start off with any other generals need to get some grub, go and get online. Captains of all captains, any other captains in the house, line them up. Captains. Get officers of 5,000. 5,000. Get up in there. Move, let's go, move. The bomb, you grab a plate, let's go. Captains of 10,000 and up, grab a plate. A car, you grab one, let's do it, move, let's move. Captains, move. Officers of 5,000, step it up. 5,000. Officers of 1,000, get in line. 1,000. Let's hold right there. I'll come back in 5 minutes, bring it up again, all right? Good enough? Come back in 5 minutes. Right now, y'all get up in here. Get your plate and get out the way, Captain, so we can move on. All right, where we at, huh?
1 Maccabees, chapter 4, verse 44.
Okay, go ahead.
And when as they consulted what to do with the altar of burnt offerings.
Right, they remember now that when they went to go repair this altar, this was the last vestige of these Greeks coming to kill them. So what they had to do is they had to split up the camp. They sent one part of the camp to fight the Greeks, and they sent the other part of the camp to go dedicate the temple. That's the kind of hell we was under, man. That's what we were under. And God made a holy day of it. God made a holy day of the days that the Greeks tried to kill us. Why? So we would remember what they tried to do. Why? So we would never join them. So instead, we would serve the Lord, which is the point. When we serve the Greeks, we are not serving the Lord. Stop fooling yourself. It's when you stop serving the Greeks, you are serving the Lord. You begin to serve the Lord, right? Give me some more.
Which was profane.
Which was profane. Come on.
Verse 45. They thought it best to pull it down.
They thought it best to pull it down. You finished with that group? They thought it best to pull it down. Officers of 1,000. Did we call you up?
Yes, sir.
Officers of 1,000. Officers of 500. 500. Officers down to 100. Officers of 100. Officers of 100. We back in line. We got a line or no line? The 100 yard, you got a line or no line? No line? No line. Officers of 100. Officers of 50 on your feet. Officers of 50. No other officers of 50 on your feet. There you go. Officers of 50 on your feet. Okay. Troopers. Certified troopers on your feet. Line it up. I'll come back after the troopers, all right? Line it up, troopers. Let's move, y'all. But once you get in the line, get your place so you don't hold up the next crew coming through. And you want to impress your brothers and sisters in there. Show them how organized the UPK is, okay? Right. Let's rock it on out. Come on now, give me a little more. I said I'm going to be a little selfish tonight, y'all. And for what for being patient with me, all you brothers and sisters, and sitting here and allow me to go through this amazing story of our history, man. Go ahead,
Come. Verse 45. They thought it best to pull it down.
They tore down the old altar because the heathen had already used it and abused it. We show you how we are. We didn't even want to deal with the altar because they had touched it. That's how filthy they were to us. And wait a minute, you telling me God loved everybody? Then why do the Israelites call the other nations heathens in the first place? Why we ain't all the same? We got to stop this, man. And let me tell you something else, which I'm sure you know by now. By taking away our self-identity and our culture, we, in essence, destroy our self-preservation mode. If I'm nothing and I'm everything else, then I don't need to preserve myself. But if I'm special, if I'm not like everything else, if I'm not counted, then I'm going to preserve myself. God called us a holy people. What is something holy? Does everybody drink out of a holy glass? No. Only a few dedicated people can drink out of it because it's special. Does everybody go into the holy place in the temple? No. Because it's not for everybody. It's for certain people. Well, you are holy people. You are not to be mingled and mixed among all the nations. That's why the nations want to mingle and mix you. Because that's how they make you unholy. That's how they make you common. That's how they use and abuse you. When you should be holy, you would have a black economy if you looked at buying from black people as special. You would have black things if it meant I only deal with black people only. Imagine what you would build. Imagine how much wealth. We always talk about black people spend $7 billion in this economy. Don't y'all hear them say that on TV all the time? Why the hell them $7 billion ain't helping us then? Because of that same reason. Because of the brainwashing that the Greeks have put on us. To love their society and to mix their society when God's people are holy people, are separate people, are special people, not to be used for everybody else. And by doing that, we build us, which is necessary. Go ahead, Doc. Last verses before the prayer. Come on.
Lest it should be a reproach to them, because the heathen had defiled it.
Right, the heathen defiled it. So we said we ain't going to deal with it. Go ahead.
Wherefore they pulled it down. Verse 46. And laid up the stones in the mountains of the temple in a convenient place.
Right. Go ahead.
Until there should come a prophet to show what should be done with them.
You hear how righteous these brothers were? They didn't get rid of the stones, but they put them in a certain place and hid them away. And said, we're going to leave it until a prophet comes and show us what it is we're supposed to do with these stones. And left it up in there. Brother, they respected the Lord and respected their culture and respected their identity. Brother, and that's why men are supposed to be in charge. I'm sorry to say. But men got to be, you need men's strength in a time of trouble, man.
Right.
You need men to keep hold the line so that the nation remains on track. Go ahead.
Verse 47.
All right.
Then they took whole stones according to the law and built a new altar according to the former. Verse 48. And made up the sanctuary and the things that were within the temple and hallowed the courts.
Right. They went and rebuilt and reestablished this temple. What verse you at?
49.
Come on.
They made also new holy vessels, and into the temple they brought the candlestick and the altar of burnt offerings and of incense and the table.
Go ahead.
Verse 50. And upon the altar they burned incense, and the lamps that were upon the candles they lighted, that they might give light in the temple.
That's why this is here. This is here because they had to relight that temple, man, to take their culture back. You better take back blackness, man. And blackness ain't what the white man created. It's what we created as a people, man. This is holy. Now, ain't nobody gonna tell you that's of God. They're gonna tell you that's just black culture. But it is of God. You hear me? Go ahead, Doc.
Verse 51. Furthermore, they set the loaves upon the table and spread out the veils and finished all the works which they had begun to make. Verse 52. Now, on the 5 and 20th day of the 9th month, which is called the month of Kaslu, in the 148th year, they rose up bedtimes in the morning. 53. And offered sacrifice according to the law upon the new altar of the burnt offerings which they made.
Right.
54. Look, at what time and what day the heathen had profaned it.
So that is the dedication, that they sat and got together and brought that temple back from the brink of hell. Brought our whole identity back from the brink of hell. That's why Christ said this. Read the book. It is written of me. I'm paraphrasing. He said he came in the volume of the book. Meaning these records are about the same thing Christ was about. That's why he came. That's why he went on that cross. So that we would get our identity back, man. Get our culture back. Get out of slavery. And reset up our nation as the temple of the Lord. So with that, I'm just going to add one more prayer if I could. This is the prayer in Maccabees, the 4th chapter. I'll read this part out. Starting at the 29th verse, and we'll wrap up with this. So they came into Idumea, because later on, the battle continued, and then they began to destroy all the Edomites around them. And pitched their tents in Bethsura. And Judas met them with 10,000 men. Remember, them few brothers got together, went up in the mountains, and raised up 10,000 men. And those 10,000 men, they defended this entire nation, man, and helped our people return from the darkness we've been in. Don't let nobody fool you and tell you this Bible is about anything else. This Bible is about the salvation of the 12 tribes of Israel, and the salvation is about being saved from these heathens, man. You understand? Ain't no spirits out here killing nobody. Ain't no spirits pouring no drugs on nobody, are they? Ain't no spirits shooting you when you get pulled over. It's people doing that. What people? Edomites. That's what this is about. Okay? Let me read the prayer and I'll be done. Again, for what everybody's patience on this. And when he saw that mighty army, he prayed and said, Blessed art thou, O Yahweh of Israel, who didst quell the violence of the mighty man by the hand of thy servant David, and gave the host of strangers into the hands of Jonathan, the son of Saul, and his armor bearer. Shut up this army in the hands of thy people Israel, and let them be confounded in their power and horsemen. Make them to be of no courage, and cause the boldness of their strength to fall away. And let them quake at their destruction. Right. Cast them down with the sword of them that love thee. And let all those that know thy name praise thee with thanksgiving. So they joined the battle, and there was slain of the host of Lysias about 5,000 men. Even before them were they slain. That's what happened for our dedication hour. God killed 5,000 of the heathens that came against us. We the Israelites who the ISUPK, and we waiting on Christ to do the right thing and take the empire down. Shalom.